Hello, and welcome to Shatter Our Souls. Now, last time we booted up Need for Speed Most Wanted, we beat we beat Vic, or Victor. We are tackling Isabella Diaz next, or Izzy for short, as our next Blacklist challenge. Now, as usual, we tackle this the best way that we know how, by challenging some of the pursuit milestones and then the races. So, first and foremost, we have the speed challenges, which really aren't all that difficult. We're breaking my usual mentality on this because this toll booth time trial has the police that pop in probably about halfway through, typically right near the end, which will mean that we'll be tackling this and then starting the pursuit right thereafter. So, I had somebody outside of the channel itself ask me why I do YouTube videos instead of streaming. And initially, I didn't really have an answer for them. Ow. Good news is that this is very lenient. Do not talk on the phone and drive, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a safe means of getting around, let me tell you. But I suppose I kind of came to a couple conclusions after our conversation. The first is that I do YouTube videos instead of streaming due to the time investment necessary. Well, YouTube technically requires more time than streaming does. Streaming also has the, I suppose, added hazard of needing to be consistent or scheduling yourself at certain times. I just don't have the capability of making those consistencies that would be necessary. That's not to say that it would be impossible for me to do it, only that doing it in any long-term capacity would be incredibly difficult. Ow. Alright, come on. Are there any police that are going to pop in this time? Nobody? Oh man, I made a promise that there were going to be police this time, and there's nothing. Now, because I'm kind of on this frame of mind as is already, I figure I ought to let you know that I'm taking suggestions again. And actively taking suggestions. I'd love to hear what you guys think and what you're interested in, because at least 2 games are nearing completion. I did a little digging on Devil May Cry specifically, and realized that there's not too many chapters in it, which will mean I can start doing a little bit of work on that in the near future, and I would gather about 3 more videos worth of the other franchise. So there's going to be a lot of new content joining the channel in the near future, which I'm excited about. So if there is something you're interested in, drop it down in the comments. I'll be keeping tallies on a whiteboard at the house so that we can offer you the best that we can offer. Now, I suppose I should talk a little bit about the game as a whole at this point. Right now, we are gearing up to challenge Isabella Diaz. Izzy handles herself a Mazda RX-8. Now, if there was ever a car that fit the tuner mentality of low top speed, decent acceleration, and ridiculous handling, that would be the car. The RX-8 is known for its handling across all circumstances, all road types, you name it. Thus, it's not really a car that... It's a car that really excels in very few areas, but when it excels, it does an incredible job. So, I think that it's going to be a interesting challenge. A tuner-based vehicle versus a tuner-based vehicle. Now, to start this off, we're going to want to get out of this as quickly as possible. The reason being is that one of our 3 challenges are about getting away within 3 minutes. So if we do that one really quick, then I can spend a bit more time handling the second half, which is a minimum of a 4-minute battle with the police and trading paint with at least 8 police cars. Now, unfortunately, because of the nature of the police at this early stage of the game, or early stage, I unfortunately have to more or less babysit them. So, while I'm kind of stuck babysitting the police, I'm hoping to get a couple side quests done. And what better way to deal with that than bumping into absolutely every vehicle I come in contact with until something happens. Right? Right. There's some really dedicated drivers just trying to get to where they're going. We're already a minute into into this chase. It'd be nice to see the police do something more than just beat themselves up. But I digress. Okay, 3 down. 5 to go. Looks like we might end up with well, we'll probably end up with the level 2 heat before actually reaching ending up with level 2 heat before actually taking down enough opponents for them to start sending more in. But knowing that I kind of have to deal with this in terms of just handling the opponents as quick as possible, this is okay. There we go. Here's number 5. Come on. Huh. I'm actually marginally impressed in that situation, because he was smart enough to slow down before hitting a wall. Okay, cool. 5 vehicles traded paint. One just drove into a wall, which leaves me one car left and 3 minutes of wait time. The good news is getting new cars in here is going to be pretty easy. But with Isabella now being the main target, there are a couple minor things to worry about. For one, we're going to be getting into faster races, which are the drag races. They only last for about 30 seconds apiece. They're incredibly short. But drag races are going to be a more common occurrence. Now, I'll admit that drag races are one of, if not my single least favorite race type. I think that it really doesn't do much, and it's really not worth the hassle half the time. But also it feels like any tiny mistake and you're done. Which, in actual drag races, if you make any tiny mistake, you're not getting what you're aiming for, and I get that. But most actual drag races don't take place in the middle of a city. They take place on a closed course with a quarter mile. So that difference kind of is negligible in my mind. But Need for Speed loves drag races and has had them in virtually every game. For good reason. Come on, give me more police vehicles. Like, there's a good reason for them having drag races. I just don't like them. 30 seconds till backup arrives. Oh, that's just perfect timing. And with that, the last of our milestones is complete. And with 10 seconds till everything goes haywire, never been a better time to tackle as many opponents as possible. Alright, all that's left for this challenge is to escape, which I don't think will be very difficult. The police vehicles that I'm tackling right now don't have the same level of speed that this one does, or that this car does. And I'm going to take advantage of that while it's still a possibility of getting away by just brute forcing it. Gotta love the baseball diamond in here. Because it's not just a single opportunity to take down the police that are chasing you. There's two separate chances to do it. Anywho, I think I'm going to cut it early today. It is fairly late at night right now. But if you like what you see, are curious where we're going next time, drop a like, leave a subscribe, and we'll get back to you. Until then, have a good one.